Good morning, sir. My name is Felicia Charles Adeyemi. Of course, you know me. I'm one of your staff here at the Department of Hotel Management and Tourism. I also coach the debate society as well as organize the TEDx Elizade University. And today I'm here to interview you, ask you a few questions about the progress of Elizade University, and which the whole world is watching live across all the continents and all the countries on the globe.
Well, thank you very much. First and foremost, my name is Emmanuel Adimiro, the Registrar of Elizade University. Let me start by saying that part of the reasons the founder of the university, Chief Michael Adeojo, thought of establishing Elizade University was to reduce the craze for overseas education by the teeming Nigerian youth. By providing the same quality of education that these children go abroad to pursue. And in fact, the only way this could be done is to provide facilities that could be compared with the ones that are available overseas. So that is basically why he established this university. In a private university, when a candidate comes in for a 4-year degree program, he or she is sure that in 4 years he or she will graduate. But if you go to a public university for a 4-year degree program, you are only sure when you are going to resume. When you are going to graduate, you don't even know, because your graduation is dependent on the Almighty ASU, NASU, and NAT. So these are some of the things the private universities are doing differently, and what Elizade University in particular is doing differently. So when Michael Adeojo had the dream of establishing the university, I was invited to be a member of the planning committee, and as a matter of fact, when I joined as a member, I automatically became the secretary to that committee, and we put all the papers together, the academic brief, volume 1, volume 2, the master plan, and all the rest of it, which was submitted to the National Universities Commission, NUC. And I remember the NUC coming first to see what we had on ground. That team there was led by one Professor J.D. Ami, the former Vice Chancellor, University of Maiduguri, a professor of veterinary medicine. And he was quite impressed with what he saw. But they came the second time, they paid the second scheduled visit as customary, and when they saw what we had done, of course, what they did was to recommend to the Federal Executive Council that we should be allowed to start operation. And it was on the basis of that we were given the license on the 28th day of February 2012. That was when Elizade University was actually birthed. But we didn't start operations until January 6th of 2013, when we then brought in the first set of students, 64 of them at that time. But we thank God the 64 has now listened to about 1,400 in the space of about 5-6 years. I did say that the license was granted in 2012, but full operations began in 2013 January. And like I said earlier, we had 64 students coming in at that time, and we thought, well, we had arrived because we had always had the news of other private universities starting with 10, some with 7, some with 15. And so we thought we were doing very well, but we saw the need to do more. And so the following year we tried more. And incidentally, that was the year that ASU was on strike for 6 months. And so the number jumped from 64 to over 200 the following year. And like I said earlier, today, by the grace of God, we have about 1,400 students on this campus. Now, when we started, we had just starting programs across 2 faculties. And apart from these faculties, well, don't forget I said we started with 13 programs. Today we have 31 programs. And one other thing that is going for us is the fact that all the programs we presented to NUC accreditation got full accreditation status. Apart from the NUC giving us full accreditation in all the programs we presented to the commission, the various professional bodies also have done the same. For example, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, which is COREN, gave us full accreditation in all our engineering programs. Same with some other professional bodies and so on. And as I speak, the Faculty of Engineering building is nearing completion. And when that building is completed, I can confirm to you, ladies and gentlemen, that it's going to be one of the best in Nigeria. Talking about faculties of engineering across Nigerian university system, that is going to be one of the best. Then the hostels, when we started, we had just 2 hostels, but today, as I speak, we have 5 very, very good hostels. Some of the people that we've had here who have come visiting, even referred to our hostels as 3-star hotels because of those facilities that we have provided. I remember when the Vice President of Nigeria came to give our second Foundation Day lecture, that is Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, whom we named the Faculty of Law building after. We call it Professor Yemi Osinbajo Faculty of Law. He made very good remarks about the university. And apart from that, the university has been winning laureates. All over the place. For example, let's take the debating society, which is headed by you. That group has gone out not once, not twice to win laureates for the university. And this is one of the things that is making us proud. One of our staff, Dr. Olayinka Ojolale, just won a $100,000 US grant. For water project in Imo State, which again is a very good one. This individual has won over 6 grants in this university since he joined us. Just recently, we participated in a competition in Abuja organized by the Nigerian Communications Commission, wherein there were over 200 entries. 256 entries to be specific, and only 3 institutions won, and we are the only university amongst the other institutions that won. We won 3 million naira. It's not the amount that is important, but the recognition and the popularity that the university is getting from that. But before then, we had won another 5 million from the same body, NCC, to develop this metering system, which the project is still ongoing, and the team leading that project is, carrying out that project is led by Dr. Kehinde Agbele. Look at our ICT facilities too. It's one of the best around, and this explains why we're able to conduct online lectures, online exams successfully in this university. And as I speak to you now, the Business Committee of Senate met yesterday, already considering results for second semester of 2019-2020 academic session. That is one of the things a university can do if that university wants to remain in business. We now have what we call the new normal. Before now, nobody thought we could deliver lectures online, we could conduct exams online, but because the situation has brought us to a point that we needed to think out of the box, and that is why we are having all these developments, which I think are very good for the university. Innovation is the end thing now. Some people call it entrepreneurship. It's a question of semantics, and that is what I meant when I said people must think out of the box. For example, when somebody considers your area of specialization, for example, which is hotel management and tourism, now you are feared into debating. That is innovative, but the time has gone that people will say, "Oh, I studied economics, and therefore everything I do must revolve around economics." No, things have since changed. You don't have to be too rigid. I mean, you have to think outside the box, and that is what will make you different from others. For example, the first daughter of our founder, Deola Sage, studied finance up to master's degree level, but today is a fashion designer doing very well. I remember the first class graduate we produced at a university studied business administration, but today is a big time fashion designer in Abuja. So that's designing for senators, for top government officials, and so on. That is the way to go. Now, Bisola, the lady who won the 5 million naira grant, which the founder made available at our first convention ceremony, now is into gas business, mobile gas business. And when we had the last convention ceremony, she was here. She instituted an award for the best graduate students in mass communication. Now, this lady studied mass communication. The question is, what is the relationship between mass communication and gas business? There's no relationship at all. But the essence of university education is for you to be able to think ahead, think after the boss. The university education is your meal ticket. What you do with it is now your own business. How you are able to innovate is now your own business. So look at somebody like Davido. What he studied in the university is not what he's practicing now. So these are two different things entirely. So people must innovate. People must think outside the box. The time is gone that you say, okay, this I studied mathematics, and therefore I must continue to pursue mathematics. Pastor Adeboye studied mathematics up to PhD level, but does he practice mathematics now? Look, at the last convention ceremony we had here, we also awarded 5 million naira grant to some graduating students. I think 3 of them came together to say they were going to do a business in conjunction with NYSC and so on. They are doing very well. One of them studied engineering, another in the social sciences, and maybe the third one in humanities. But they are doing very well today as I speak. So the best thing is, and that is why the private universities have provided the platform for this kind of thing we are talking about. You don't find this in any public university, maybe in 1 or 2 or maximum 3. But every private university now is innovating. For example, we had the online lectures for about 14 weeks. We had the exam for 2 weeks, and everything was seamless. But tell me of one public university in Nigeria that even attempted that. None. So things are changing, and times are changing, and we must be ready to change with times. So you can't say you want to do the same thing the way your forefathers have been doing it and get a different result. You get the same result. If you try, if you like, do it 100 years, it's the same result you are going to get. But when your mind is made up that you want to succeed in life, the founder of this university studied business management at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Well, he was one of the best, the first set of people to study business management in Nigeria. And when he graduated and he got a good job with British Petroleum, that was a good job in those days. Even now, if you get a job with AP, you'll be happy that you are in the oil and gas sector. But he made up his mind that he was going to go out of that salary job. He pulled out. It was a big risk he took. But even when you talk about innovation, there are risks that you must be ready to take. But the problem we have is that people are not ready to take risk because they are not sure that, oh, if I take this risk, what will become of me? But everything in life is about risk. Even when you go to bed at night, you are not sure you are going to wake up. It's a risk. So innovation is the end thing now. I mean, we cannot run away from it. And that is why I will encourage all the young ones to take entrepreneurship seriously. Is it not just say, what are they doing there? Oh, I'm not interested. No. Even mere photography can give you your daily bread. and you forget about your degree. But if you have a degree and you go into photography, you are likely to make more success of that business than somebody who didn't go to school and is carrying camera all over the place.
Thank you very much. We've had a beautiful, entertaining, and enlightening, experience with the registrar of Elizade University. He has encouraged young people to be innovative, along with being entrepreneurial, and he has given us examples from Elizade University students who are doing very well in various fields all over the world, within their program of study, degree of study, or outside of it sometimes. But one thing that Elizade University graduates are known for is innovation. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.